Hey guys, it's Nana, and today I'm going to be talking about the books I read in October. So the first book I finished was Boy Snowbird by Helen Oyeyemi. This is a retelling of the Snow White fairy tale. In the beginning, Boy runs away from New York City to get away from her stepfather, who's kind of abusive, and she moves to a small town where she eventually meets someone and falls in love with him, and they decide to get married. And that someone has a daughter named Snow. There's also some interesting things going on with the family that she marries into. I don't really want to give too much away because it's kind of fun to discover it as it goes along. I like this book. I thought it was interesting. It's a little strange. It's a little weird, but it was nice to read something that's kind of just totally different and out there. And I really liked the writing style. I thought it was very, not quite conversational, but it was like someone sat down and was like, let me tell you a story, and then they were telling me their life story. I don't think it would be for everyone just because it is kind of strange and eccentric, but I'm glad I read something by Helen Oyeyemi, and I want to check out some of her other books. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I did a whole video on this, so I'll keep it short and sweet, but basically I thought this book was excellent and the writing was really beautiful. I thought that it was a good portrayal of mental illness and it helped me understand it better, and I'm really glad that I finally got around to reading it, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Then after that I read Half Bad by Sally Green. It's about a boy named Nathan, and in his society there are good witches and bad witches. The good witches are called white witches and the bad witches are called black witches. Nathan is born as a half-code, which means that he is half black witch and half white witch. In the world that he lives in, being a black witch is a very bad thing, and there's a council of white witches and they're basically rounding up and killing the black witches because they consider them a menace to society. Since Nathan is half and half, they're watching him very closely because they want to know if he'll turn out to be good or evil. I thought the premise of the story was very interesting, which is why I picked it up. It was a quick read, fast-paced, and fairly entertaining. I had a few issues with it, one of them being that some of the characters were flat and the romance was not good, but I think I filmed a review on this, so if I upload the footage and it's okay, I will post that forthcoming. I will post that, henceforth come my review. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. Last but not least, and probably the best of this bunch, I read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This book was so good. This is one of the books on my top 10 classics list, and I seriously hadn't heard anyone say a bad thing about this book. So I finally decided I was gonna get in one sort of spooky, creepy read in October, and that was this one. The story is about a young woman who's a lady's companion, and while they are traveling abroad, she meets a widower, and they kind of have a whirlwind romance, and he proposes and they get married, and she moves to his country estate in England called Manderley. When she gets there, at first she's very happy and things seem to be grand. She feels a little out of her element, but she's in love with him. But then the shadow of his first wife, Rebecca, starts to fall on her. She finds herself constantly comparing herself to Rebecca, and as she learns more about Rebecca, interesting things start to come to light. So I'm so glad I read this one. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a full review on it, but loved it, gave it 4 out of 5 stars. That was everything that I read in October. Right now I am listening to the audiobook of Yes Please by Amy Poehler, and so far it is excellent. I'm not usually an audiobook person, but I was trying to decide if I wanted to get the physical copy or listen to the audiobook because it is narrated by Amy. In the end, I decided to finally try that free trial of Audible they're always advertising, so I'm listening to it and it's lovely to hear it in her voice. I still am definitely going to buy the physical copy because I need to own it. And also I feel like I'm missing out on all the pictures. If you haven't seen her author photo, you need to look at it because it is a hoot. That's everything. So I'd love to know what you read in October. Anything really good that I should add to my TBR, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk to me elsewhere, I am on Goodreads and Twitter and Instagram and everything basically. And oh, I also wanted to say hello to all of my new subscribers. I know Books and Quills did a shout out of the video that I did inspired by one of her videos, and also Katie recommended me, Katie from Effusions of Wit recommended me in her classics video, so I just wanted to say thank you to both of them, and hello to any new faces around here. And yes, now I'm actually signing off. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!